It's commonly accepted that the music industry is one of the hardest industries to break into. And sometimes I wonder if that's really true or if that's just something we keep repeating over and over again whenever we run into some kind of roadblock or we just don't have the right mindset about being an independent artist. So in this video, I want to discuss this with you. Definitely join the conversation in the comments because I want to know what your perspective is on this and why the music industry is so hard for us independents. But spoiler alert, I actually think that the music industry with the right mindset gets a lot easier. And I'm going to share those mindsets with you in this video because I want to at least just share with you, if you're starting out in your music career, some helpful mindsets that have gotten me way further in my music career. And this is not just about Spotify streams, this is actually about being successful as a creative, right? Holistically, how do you view the music industry as a whole? How do you approach it? What's the posture that you take as an independent artist towards this big bad industry? And are you going to be someone who kind of takes on the Goliath of the music industry, or are you going to maybe sidestep that and work a little smarter and do some of the new music business techniques that seem to be working for a lot of artists today? So I just want to have an open discussion, and with that, let's roll the intro and we'll dive right in. What's up everyone, my name's Ryan from the Indie Music Academy, the channel where we uncover the mysteries of the music industry, learn how to grow a larger fan base, and earn an income from our music. And today I want to talk about the industry. Us independent artists, we are either sympathetic towards the industry, we want to get signed, we want to get a record deal, a publishing deal, we want to get on the radio, or we're kind of anti-industry where we just want to do it ourselves. We want to get in that tour bus and drive all over and sell our Patreon membership and our t-shirts. And I'm wondering, and you're probably wondering as well, what's the right way to approach this? What's the right mindset as an independent artist? And spoiler alert, I think that it's healthy to have a little bit of both, but I'm going to explain this a little deeper. All right, so let's dive right in. Number one, why is the music industry so difficult and confusing? And I think that it's just hard to meet the right people. The traditional music industry is built on the backs of record labels, publishers, music supervisors, managers, and all of these people are hard to find. And they are also the gatekeepers that are holding opportunities that you want. And so we want these opportunities, we want to meet these people, but it's impossible to get in front of them. We can't just email them cold because they don't open emails. We can't just meet them at a convention or at some kind of event because you're competing with a million other artists that are just prying and begging for their time. And so how do you actually meet these gatekeepers that are just one phone call away from radio play or just one meeting or coffee away from a record deal that you want? And I truly think as an independent artist that it's wasted energy to try and run after those people. That's what I believe. I think that going after the music supervisor, going after the record label and getting on email and DMing on Instagram and doing that over and over and over time after time, just to get rejected, by the way, right? Because it doesn't work. I think that's your experience as well as mine. I think that's a complete waste of time when time should be better spent building relationships with your peers online and building relationships with your fans online. And this is a huge difference, right? It's like if you're going to spend your day, if you're working an 8-hour day, if you're so lucky to do music full time, right? Some of you watching maybe only have an hour or two a day to spend on music, and that's okay too. But if you have a limited number of hours to spend on music, why would you be spending that time that is 9 times out of 10 going to be not fruitful? Sorry, I should rephrase that. 99.99% of the time unfruitful, if we're going to be more realistic. And instead, I would urge you to spend that time productively finding new fans, building with your existing fans, taking your fans on the fan journey, which is the know, like, trust strategy that I teach at the Academy. And if you do that day after day reliably, that is going to yield fruit. That is going to increase your fan base, right? Because at the end of the day, what is really the reason that you're reaching out to that label? What is the real reason that you're trying to get signed? Is it just to make your album? It's probably not that, because it's actually really easy to record a song yourself. Is it to get funding for marketing? Well, good luck with that if you don't already have a fan base to bring to the table. So it's kind of a catch-22. That's why I'm suggesting spend your time early on building the loyal fan base, one fan at a time. And I think that the whole "it's hard to meet the right people in the music industry" argument is really missing the point of what we need to be doing as beginners and also as growing artists. Think of it this way: no one is in charge of your audience growth except for you. So the solution to number one is don't even try to reach out to these music industry gatekeepers who are just so far removed from your situation, and they have their own artists and their own problems, when you're still building the foundation, right? You wouldn't try to fly to the moon if all you had was a rowboat, right? You have to build something a little bigger and better. And that's why I want to recommend to you to focus on audience growth and spend your limited time each day on that instead of trying to find the right people in the music industry. All right, let's roll on to number two. Why is the music industry so confusing? It's because as independent artists, we model our marketing after the top 1% of artists sometimes, and then we wonder why our marketing doesn't work. Now, I love being inspired by the top talent in the music industry. I love following Charlie Puth on TikTok. I love Ryan Tedder as a producer. He's so inspiring. But as far as marketing goes, if we look to artists who have already made it, like the Selena Gomez's of the world, the Olivia Rodrigo's of the world, and we copy their moves as an indie, we're actually going to fall flat, and copying their marketing strategy probably isn't the best move. And the reason for that is because the top talent of the industry, they're not incentivized and they're not paid the same way as independent artists are. And to give you a little background, if you're signed to a record deal, if you're signed to Universal or Sony or Warner, one of these huge record labels, you get paid what's called either a draw or an advance. They're very similar. And basically what it is, even if you're a brand new artist and you're signed to a smaller label, what they're going to do is they're going to pay you so that you don't have to work as a barista at Starbucks, right? They're going to give you a draw of maybe $30,000 a year so that you can focus on music full time. That's pretty good money. And artists who are signed, they don't have to worry where their money's coming from. All they have to do is focus on being creative, which sounds awesome, but it can also be very demanding and stressful, just trying to paint a very even picture of this. But for independent artists who are not signed, who don't have a draw from a publishing company or an advance from a record label, we rely on our income in a very different way. We rely on our fans. Most independent artists are fan supported, right? Either through the selling of merchandise, through live shows, through a Patreon membership, right? We actually have to sell things as independent artists. And that's a huge shift in not only mindset, but the way that you need to market your music career. And so copying the moves of signed artists is just copying the business plan for the wrong business, right? You are not a signed artist, therefore you shouldn't act like a signed artist, and that's okay though. I would much rather you embrace and love this very unique and fulfilling stage in your music career that you're currently in. You are an unsigned independent artist, therefore you have the freedom to do all kinds of creative things and to interact with your fans directly and to create incredible experiences for them. And those experiences can be paid. If you haven't heard of Patreon, which I don't know why you wouldn't have, but if you haven't for some reason, check it out. It's one of the best tools independent musicians can use to gather an income from their fans, to become fan supported in a reliable way. So in conclusion, you can't act like you're a signed artist if you're not a signed artist. The money works different, and so the solution to that is adopt a marketing strategy that's appropriate to the current stage of your music career. Sure, I would love for you to get signed one day. It really can bring a lot of opportunities, and it can kind of solve that first problem of having connections and you'll kind of be in the club. That would be wonderful if it's the right deal and the right time. But if you're not in that situation, then don't pretend that you are and act accordingly. All right, last but not least, the third reason why I feel that the music industry is so confusing for independent artists is that we actually lack the ability to set meaningful goals for ourselves. Here's what I mean. It's completely okay to set that pie in the sky music goal that's going to inform the overall path that you want your career to go down. That's totally fine. For most of us, that might be landing a record deal one day, or it might be an income goal or a lifestyle goal, something that is just way out there that we want to achieve. That's totally fine. But what I want to ask you is, what are your weekly goals? What are your monthly goals and your 6-month goals, right? And a lot of times we don't even set those, right? These are the micro goals that are going to lead to our overall goal. And we can't just set something non-specific. We can't just say, I'm gonna grow my fan base until I'm famous, right? Because that's not specific enough and it's not measurable. In fact, there are a few parameters that you need to set when setting your goals. And I'm gonna teach you those right now. They're called SMART goals. And I didn't make this up. This is really well known and it's really effective. I want you to apply it to your music career the way that businesses set SMART goals for their growth. SMART in SMART goals stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. That means you're setting goals with contingencies. I need to earn this amount of followers in this amount of time doing this, right? It's very specific. And a lot of times we don't even think with that level of depth when we're setting our goals for our music career. And that's something I help a lot of my students with at the Academy, with courses like the 80/20 Music Business Crash Course or the Profitable Music Career Course, right? It's help setting goals with enough specificity so that we can actually get it done. In fact, I'm going to help you set a SMART goal right now regarding your mailing list. You've probably heard me or someone else in the world say that as an independent artist, you should be building your mailing list. And I 100%, maybe even 110% agree with this. You need a mailing list as an artist. It's one of the most powerful assets that you can build over the long term, because who knows what's going to happen with Instagram, with TikTok, right? You need your mailing list because that's going to stand the test of time, right? 5, 10, 20 years down the line in this digital landscape that we know nothing about. The internet's still pretty new. So here's a SMART goal that I wrote out for you that you can steal from me, okay? Specific is first, right? That's the S in SMART, right? Specific. I'm going to post on YouTube and invite fans to my mailing list, right? So you're gonna film videos, kind of like how I'm filming a video. It can be a cover song. It can be a behind the scenes story about how you create your music. It could be anything, right? Sharing your personality is key, right? So you're going to post on YouTube and invite fans to your mailing list, right? So that's S, specific. Next is measurable. I want 100 new subscribers. Okay, you're setting an actual number goal there, right? Next is achievable. How is this achievable, right? This number is achievable because I have a larger audience on Instagram, right? So you're gonna cross share, maybe that's true for you. Or this number is achievable because I am going to target a certain search. Maybe there's a new song coming out from your favorite artist and you will film a cover song so you could get some of that search traffic. That's a cool thing to do. So this might change depending on your situation, but think about how it's going to be achievable for you. Next, the R in SMART goals is relevant. How is this goal relevant to your overall plan? And what I put down is I will then, once I have these subscribers, communicate with my new subscribers about my Patreon membership, and it's going to grow my overall music income. right? So there's R in relevant. And lastly, the last letter in SMART, T, is time bound, right? I want to achieve this goal in 3 months, right? So if you're taking notes or if you want to steal this SMART goal from me to grow your mailing list, write down each letter, write down every element of this goal, and then see if you can do it, right? Even if you don't get 100 subscribers in 3 months, you're still gonna be further along than if you had not set this goal in the first place, right? Even if you get 50 subscribers in 3 months, that's still an incredible win, right? Failing is not necessarily a bad thing when you're setting SMART goals, because you can still fail forward. You can still fail with 50 more subscribers, even if you didn't reach that 100. It's still a positive improvement. So that's enough of me today. I really hope this helps. And if you like my teaching style, or if you like the way that I view the music industry for indie artists, I want to invite you to a free workshop that I have, where I have 3 videos for you. And I'm also improving the workshop right now, so there's going to be more pretty soon. But I have a training that's absolutely free that I'm going to send to your email inbox. All you have to do is click the link below and let me know exactly where I should send it. And I'm also going to send you some great training emails as well. Like, for example, this video started out as an email that I send out to my students on my list. So just by hanging around and by us getting to know each other, you're gonna get huge value from the workshop and from the extra bonus emails that I send out. So sign up for that if you're interested. The link's down below. And then also, I wanna invite you to my brand new challenge, Music Selling Through Storytelling. It's a 30-day action series where every day for 30 days, I'm going to send you a marketing lesson and an action step that also comes with a script that you can copy from me. That's right, it's actually a social media post or a video script or even a Facebook ad that you can steal from me and use to market your music, and you're gonna get a whole bunch of them over the next 30 days. I'm also gonna give you a week-long re-engagement campaign that I wrote for you so that you can either re-engage old subscribers on your mailing list or re-engage old followers on an old social media and try to convert them onto a new platform, right? So that's a week-long campaign that I've already made for you and templated out, and I'm going to give you. And then I've also made a week-long promotional campaign with scripts that you can steal from me as well. It's all inside the Music Selling Through Storytelling 30-day challenge, and I want you to check it out. I'm going to leave that link in the description below. There's already 100 students that have joined and they're all loving it. I really want you to join the next cohort, and even if you're not ready, go ahead and send the link to an artist who needs this marketing training and just needs to develop their marketing mind, because that's what I love doing with my students and my artists, is just helping them brainstorm and think about how they can find more fans in the most effective way for their budget. So with that, thanks so much for watching to the end of this video. If this video helped you, go ahead and click the subscribe button and the thumbs up. It helps the channel so much, and I really appreciate you. And hopefully I get to see you here on this channel when I release my next video shortly. So take care, best of luck in your music career, and I'll see you in a future video.